What a way to start. Hello there, Crunchy Karma. Thank you very much for the subscription. Woot to you too. I love how the text-to-speech was seemed massively disinterested there. Just woot. No? There we go. So yeah, we got a bit of a... this is going to be a one-off stream, because I understand this game only takes about 2 hours. It said an hour and a half on the website I looked on. But we'll give it 2 hours. Which is just as well, because I'm starting a bit late. Anyway, how are you, Cam? I'll start the game dead on 8:30. We'll give people a bit of time to join us, because it's very narrative heavy, but I'll sit and chat for a bit. How's your day been, Karma? What have you been doing? How was work? Ow. Right, hold on. I watched for fires. Came home to the upstairs bathroom being renovated. Whee! Oh, wow, you must have had fun. Did you spit any fires out today, Karma? Because that's your party trick, isn't it? Sarcastic, we. Right, hold on. I'm going to shill in a few discords. Whee! Oh, arse. Knew I'd bloody do that. Hold on. That's what I meant to type. Oh, sarcastic we. Oh no, it's a Sarah. Hello, Sarah. How's it going? Oh no, it's Sarah. What have you been up to since we last spoke? Barely a few hours ago. Head soreness and I'm hot, cooking and laying. I've been shilling somebody else's Twitter out on Discord. I'm a tit. I've just noticed that. God, how many servers have I done that in now? Hey, there's a silly sausage. I'm alright. I'm alright, Sarah. I feel rather silly now. I feel rather dumb. Hold on. I have no idea who Pete Wilson is, but whoever he is, I've just been shilling his Twitter out. bastard has my Twitter handle. I suppose that's what happens when you generically call yourself MANCPETE. Oops. Oh well. Give me 2 seconds. There we are. Alright, so I said I'd start the game dead on 1/2 past. We'll give it another 5 minutes. But are you feeling any better anyway, Sarah, after your excitement this morning? Burb. Alright. Fine. You've got to go away and confer on that answer, have you? Hail, Spoonie. Hi, Spoons. The fuck is this? A game of the... not of the 80s or the 90s? Are you feeling... Ah, no. Hey, Doug, I know it's been a while since you've been here, but I have been... I've been streaming some Fallout New Vegas. I've been streaming Metal Gear Solid 5. Huh? Streaming quite a few things that are not of the 80s or 90s. I shall have you know. What kind of... This is... It's... From what I understand, it's a very... It's... From what I understand, it's a... what they call a walking simulator. So there's not a lot of, like, game... play or puzzles or or anything like that. From what I understand, I just wander around and the story just unfolds when I get to places, and the narration gives clues as to where I have to go next, so we'll see. Thank you very much, Karma. Dear Esther immerses you in a stunningly realised world, a remote and desolate island somewhere in the Outer Hebrides. As you step forwards, a voice begins to read fragments of a letter, Dear Esther, and so begins a journey through one of the most original first-person games of recent years. So Spoon. Yes, Spoonie. You know, just like what happens before Duck Dog turns the gun on himself. Yeah, it's 1/2 now. I'm a start. There's 4 chapters.
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Well, you can't jump. So apparently I've been shipwrecked. cards and what looks like some paperwork. Oh, you can zoom in. I'm guessing there's nothing in here. Paint cans. What was this magazine? Looks like a magazine about raspberries. There's a sink that looks like it would only make your hands dirtier to use. More paint. Even more paint. Let's go up. Right. So I can see some sort of radio tower in the distance. I assume we're supposed to be headed for that. Look, you know what they say. To assume and makes an ass of you and me. Let's take this path instead then. So that was a dead end up there. Walk along the coast. Well, yes. Yes, Duck Dog. Sheep do come equipped with radios. I can't move any faster than this. Is this a path? Yeah, right, okay.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Okay, so... a strange glyph on the ground here. Looks like the old Granada logo. And something about tier-powered vacuums. I mean, that's one hell of a talent to build a vacuum that runs on tiers. But...
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Guess it's dead over there. That's the phi or phi symbol for the Fibonacci sequence. Is it? I didn't know that. Hey, welcome back, sir. Welcome back, sir Cockabum. Yeah, I thought it looked kind of familiar. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I knew I'd seen that somewhere. I think you're right, Duck Dog. Kapummi. Yes, sir. Circle kapum. Well, following on from the conversation we were having earlier, Sarah. Cock kapum. Yeah, me, Sarah, and Random Goon were talking about exploding cocks earlier. I nearly told her to Google our RoboCop remake scene 17. Don't do that. Because I'll send you a link to it later. If I haven't shown you it already. Right. Coco kabum in bum. Yeah. No, Duck Dog, we were talking about exploding penises.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
Okay. No, Sarah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Prepare to be repulsed.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Wait, hang on. Right, so the thing I've noticed is we keep getting forked paths, but one leads to a dead end. So, and
I quote directly.
this one just led to the same place.
With little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
There's a cave over there.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
that was about. Did I drown? Right, let's check out this cave.
I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean. My neck aches from staring up at the aerial. It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure I've begun to form another stone. In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder, staring along the motorway at the approaching traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
That looks like some sort of... That looks like some sort of chemical formula. 2 carbons, 3 hydrogen. What's it? OH. This. Stand back a bit. Looks like an upside down octopus. That's some sort of amoeba, isn't it? A tree. Is there another path up here? Whatever it's been painted in that. Well, what looks like luminescent paint. Is there a path leading elsewhere, or... I guess not. Yeah, because if I go in the water, I tend to go under. Yeah, sure, Duck Dog. Give me a sec. There you go. So yeah, it looks like there's definitely 2 carbon. If it is a molecule, there's definitely 2 carbon, 3 hydrogen. It's a brain synapse. Right. So what do we reckon that is? Take a screenshot of it for now. We might find out later. Well, we might find out further down the line. Right. Okay, I evidently can't go in the water. Or can I? Can I cross here? No. Alright, I guess it's up the path then. there was a path back here. There's another shipwreck over there. Something tells me we do have to get to that tower then. So, I've been playing games like Fallout and that for so much, I keep trying to pick these flowers up. Yep, oh, gather these, gather that.
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
Ethanol. Ah. Right. It's bows. It's bows. Speaking of that, speaking of which, if you want to dose me up with ethanol, don't forget it's streamlabs.com/MANCPETE. Can't guarantee it will be actual ethanol that I procure with it, but welcome back, Lady Lulu of the birds, Lady Lulu of the kaboomies. I could go for a beer, to tell you the truth. Right, so I'm guessing this is a PNR. Yep. Point of no return.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome break services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Welcome break. I wonder, do welcome breaks still exist? I know, obviously, service stations still exist, but do welcome break ones? Gotta admit, I quite like the music. It's kind of... On the one hand, it's quite soothing, but on the other hand, it feels quite discordant and unnerving. Sanford was made up for police training. I think that would be Sanford spelt the way you spelt it, but I think there's a Sandford. Sandford. Right, I can't jump, so obviously I can't get on that. Oh! Lulu's playing the stream okie dokie today. Back. Be right back. Like Sandhurst. Yeah. But yeah, I think there is a Sandford. Just it depends on how you pronounce it. So I guess, you know, Sandford, you could say it as Sanford. But in reality, you're just not putting the emphasis on the D. Which... yeah, I know, right? Okay, so there's a yellow one this time. I'm guessing I have to get there. Well, but we didn't get to the...
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Okay, there's a formation of stones and another glyph on the wall. It's like the Flatlanders that pronounce the second W in Woolwich. Yeah, Woolwich. What do you suppose this is? That just... it looks like a radio mast, doesn't it? Oh, what does it say on the side of the boat? Never did he eat nor drink. I keep pressing. Oh shit! Guess what I just did? Just as I was saying it, keep pressing shift to try and jog. But it's evidently not working. If anything. Nothing. This was quite a big shipwreck. Quite a big ship. But yeah, because I was hitting shift so much, I accidentally activated sticky keys. This is what Duck Dog gets when he spends too long on Twitch. When he's not watching me, he's watching those hot tub streamers. I promise you, Duck Dog, one day I'll do a hot tub stream just for you.
An imagined answer phone message. The tires are flat, the wheel spins loosely, and the brake fluid has run like ink over this map, staining the landmarks and rendering the coastline mute, compromised. Where you saw galaxies, I saw only bruises cut into the cliff by my lack of sobriety.
What's that first word? Because the rest of it is... neither did he eat nor drink, but... it looks like it begins with an F. Alright, this is a dead end. Galvanized stock tank. Oh, right. It wasn't a dead end, it was a turn. There's that radio tower again. All clicking does is zoom in, by the way. E button doesn't do anything, Q doesn't do anything, R doesn't do anything. Acts. Oh, it's it's a biblical reference, is it? Oh, we're back here. Looks like it. Well, this is where we came from. Isn't it? Is it? Yeah. Yeah, because they're... Oh, never mind. Alright, back we go. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that as a biblical reference. I'm not up on my Jesus lore. Right. So that go... Right. So that goes all the way back up there. Maybe I took a wrong turn on this side. Let's try again. Back again with the ill behaviour, are you, Lulu? Back once again with the ill behaviour. Yeah, hang on. Alright, so I'll try and bear right this time. Oh, arseholes. Hang on. Unless... Right, if there's a way up here, I'll take it. Oh, picked a perfect game for me. Somebody who has virtually no sense of direction. It's a warning of the threes. 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without water, 3 days without food. The Bible is more of a desert survival guide. Right, okay. If I stick to the right this time. Because I went straight for the shipwreck, didn't I? Yeah. Right. Let's go. I was so focused on that path splitting off, I ignored all this up here.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
That's an unusual way of putting it. You were rendered opaque. There's a goose with a magnet taped to the back of his head. Absolutely true.
When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
wouldn't I go this way? Big hole there. I quite obviously don't need to fall into that. Oh! There's some sort of cabin up there. There's one here.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Giant anus. Is that true, Sarah? Maybe a cock exploded in it. Yeah, maybe a cock exploded in it. Alright, let's see what this house is about up here. If only I could move a bit faster. It's very
The
atmospheric.
bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him, either. Inventory. A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair. I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes. Donnelly's book, stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
That's a book on Hebridean history. Mug with the chemical formula on it. I can't quite make. Huh. What the fuck happened there? Sorry about that. My phone just went off 3 times in very quick succession. We got another. Don't know what that meant. So we've had a look in that shed, we've had a look in that cottage, or barn, or whatever it is. Let's have a look down here. No, I'm not going to do that. Not even out of curiosity.
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed. the result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him, unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
It's a bothy. Oh.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. His fingernails were raw and bitten to the quick. They found the phosphorescent moss that grows in the caves deep under the nails. Whatever he'd been doing under the island when his strength began to fail is lost. He'd struggled halfway up the cliff again, perhaps in a delirium, perhaps trying to reach the bothy's fire before curling into a stone and expiring. Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
What the hell was that weird noise? Oh! Yeah. Sounds it, Duck Dog.
Donnelly's addiction is my one true constant. Even though I wake in false dawns and find the landscape changing, flowing in constantly through my tears, I know his reaching is always upon me.
Right. Just gonna make a cigarette. Bear with me. I think we're roughly about halfway through this now. Yeah, Duck Dog. I've only ever broken my nose and my hand. Random girl, I thought you were just staring into a hairy anus. Well, Goon, only for you. Only for you. I don't know what I meant by that. Also, hello, Goon. How was your workout? I'm going to take a 5-minute break to have this cigarette and then we'll finish off. Because I think we are at the halfway mark. Oh, you would walk 3 miles after it. I responded to an ATV accident with a 15-year-old male, broken spiraling fracture of the femur. I wouldn't have believed someone could scream for half an hour. Oh dear. Oh fuck. Cigarette should take 7 minutes. So hang on, he started talking about falling down a hole minutes before I did it. So are these recollections, or is he seeing what's about to happen? So what are you up to now, Goon? What are you doing? Being frustrated. Well, have a cold shower then, Goon. Go get yourself a cold shower. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lulu. Alright, I'm going to carry on actually. Right. What? I know these are probably just rocks, but why are some of them luminescent? Not that kind of frustrated.
I first saw him sat by the side of the road. I was waiting for you to be cut out of the wreckage. The car looked like it had been dropped from a great height. The guts of the engine spilled over the tarmac, like water underground.
Oh! There's more glyphs. Well, more paintings. Got another molecule there. It's again the same one. Nitrogen. I wish I'd have paid more attention in chemistry. That's what I'm learning from this. Dude's a fucking head case. Oh, that's where we came from. Ah, right. Waterfall up there. It's the only way to go. That's clearly a dead end. I've got another game very similar to this, actually, that I want to do on stream. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I've heard good things about it. How are these candles staying lit around all this water? And they must have been lit relatively recently. For them not to have burnt out. Magic. Well, yeah. Oh no. Oh no, Sarah. Oh no.
I'm traversing my own death throes. The infection in my leg is an oil rig that dredges black muck up from deep inside my bones. I swallow fistfuls of diazepam and paracetamol to stay conscious. The pain flows through me like an underground sea.
I'm liking this music. Sarah, just get up, you lazy sausage. You will hurt yourself otherwise. You know what you're like. Grabby sticks for old people and cripples, and crippled old people. Yeah, Duck Dog's got a point. Not liking the look of this area.
I will hold the hand you offered to me. From the summit down to this well, into the dark waters where the small flowers creep for the sun. Headlights are reflected in your retinas, moonlit in the shadow of the crematorium chimney.
Well, yeah. Behold, Damascus is taken. Anyone else feel like we're just headed into somebody's internal madness here? Away from being a ART? AGT? Hey! Congratulations, Sarah. You can pick things off the side of a dresser without injuring yourself. Which actually, yeah, for you is a bit of an achievement. Ah, stood up again now. I guess I have to go. Cheeky dick. Away, being a city. Right. Behold, Damascus has fallen away from being... Right, okay. Oh! It looked like a motorway underwater. Right, okay, so I guess we head that way. Gotta say, I'm loving this music. Oh. This might be the final chapter then. Don't forget, if you're enjoying what you see, that is streamlabs.com/MANCPETE. If you don't enjoy what you see, I don't know what I can do for you.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I?
Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Yeah, that is an electronic circuit, isn't it? I'm recognising some of the segments now. Right, so we came out of that cave. Let's have a look in here. Yeah. That's what I was going to say, but I was a little bit nervous I might have been wrong and made a dick of myself.
Of fire and soil, I chose fire. It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruins. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion. Reduce to ash, mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for these rocks and ceilings.
Isn't that what the internet is for? Yeah, true. Another molecule. There's that tower again. Someone's arranged these car parks. Why do I get the feeling we're going up there in a bit?
There were chemical stains on the tarmac. The leak of air conditioning, brake fluid and petrol. He kept sniffing at his fingers as he sat by the roadside, waiting as if he couldn't quite understand or recognize their smell. He said he'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter. He'd stopped for farewell drinks earlier, but had kept a careful eye on his intake. You could hear the sirens above the idling traffic.
Light from heaven. Gone around him. Is that gone? That's definitely light from heaven. And that's something around him. Somebody who knows more about the Bible. Please. Sean, thank you.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
On a sudden light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. I'm not convinced you don't have dyslexia too. Dyscalculia, not dyslexia. Guess I can't go this way. No? Supposed to go down onto the beach then. This is as fast as I can move. There'll be another candle. Do I follow the cat? No, clearly not. Because we're back here. Unless... I'm going to go right across the other side of the bay. Shortest route. Like I say, something tells me we have to get up there. Yeah, this is where we came earlier. Jump. got an achievement for doing that, whatever that was. The circuit diagrams of a transmitter would indicate you are right. The one with the resistors could have been a crystal radio. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a fair point. Right, okay, so I can't go this way. There's nowhere, yeah. There's nowhere to fucking go. So I get the feeling I'm gonna go up the mountain that way. That's the cave we came out of. The Cave of Wonders. Right, hang on. Let's see if there's a path up that way. Because it feels like there should be. Right, yeah, there is. This way. Just keep to the right. Right. Yeah. It would seem I'm headed the right way now. Cars. There's Polaroids of cars. Kidney dish and a defibrillator. This is starting to get a bit weird. There's a defibrillator shrine. Went this way earlier. Emal Basin. Yeah, we came this way earlier because that's where all the car parts. No, that was further back, but there was car parts, weren't there? You're confused. Well, if you're confused, Sarah, no one stands a fucking chance. No, that's where the car parts were. Do we have to go up here then? Yeah, because that's where the words in that are. Yeah, and this is where the little cat, unless the kidney dish is an emesis bit. Ah, right, I see. Ah, right, once again I was so distracted by something else I saw, I missed the stairs. Right. We do go up this path. Oh, is that what they're called? Emesis basin. Ah. Yeah, I was so distracted by the little cabin over there that I missed these stairs. Alright, we're headed towards the tower, it seems. We'll get some answers. Hopefully. I'm a bit confused as to what's going on. I've got a theory.
The pain in my leg sent me blind for a few minutes as I struggled up the cliff path. I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial.
Yeah, true. It is better. It is better than saying that. Yeah, I've got a theory as to what's going on. But I'm not going to tell you what it is until we get to the end. And if I'm right, I'll tell you. And I'll claim that's what I thought all along. I'm joking. I think I'm dead. I think we're already dead.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Right. I'll go this way for a minute. See what we find down here. Probably just a dead end, but yeah. It's quite a nice view. Alright. Oh! And he was proceeding on his journey. Yeah, really starting to think I've been dead this whole time. You see, Duck Dog, I read that. That wind sounded like it was trying to say something to me, that.
only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
There's that he did not eat nor speak quote again, and I can't get far enough away from that one to read it. One for four, I stand by my theory that you can't read. I read very well, I'll have you know, dog. I can read big words.
Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
Yeah, I think this just might be our ascent into heaven, guys. Can't see what's on the other side of that. But it looks like right. Yes. Yes. So this area looks like it's fenced off, fenced in, right? But yet the unauthorized personnel note is on the inside of the fence, suggesting that the island is the restricted area. The rest of the island, and this little area here, is where you're allowed. Something about light. Right, hang on a second, there's more words. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's that one again.
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the traces of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sanford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart.
ask us again.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
Well, we've made it to the radio tower. And the
Dear
game's taken
Esther,
control from me.
I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Oh, this is gonna hurt when he hits them rocks. Or not. Paper boat. Oh, that was the flotilla he mentioned. Armada, not flotilla. Yeah, true, Karma.
Come back.
Huh. Okay. Well, that was that. oh, yeah, Goon. I'm sure. And yeah, this was a Source game. This game runs off the same engine as like Half-Life 2 and Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, and Portal, and Camp Strike. Most of Valve's games, all of Valve's games, basically, apart from the original Half-Life. Well, that was interesting. Still not 100% certain as to what exactly was going on there, but it certainly looked pretty and I like the music. Oh no, this is the Unity version, isn't it? Right, well, maybe that's why it was being a pain in the arse earlier. Right. I would bet that the moss was growing on his blood. That would mean he wrote... that would mean all he wrote was his own blood, distributed by his final flight. Ah, right. Could be. Could well be. Wait a second. So, yeah, that was a thing. What exists? I know then.